Hi, it's Anne. I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on print and cut for this cute little cupcake topper. So the first step is pick an image or whatever theme it is that you want to do. In this case, it's my daughter's friend and she's turning 5 under this quarantine. And so we wanted to do little cupcake toppers. It's Cinderella. So you find the image that you like. I got this off the internet and I uploaded the file and cleaned it up within Design Space. So now that you have the file, right? So here she is. She's super cute. This is what I ended up doing. So print and cut is it's super cool and super easy, but it does have its issues. And I don't mean from a design standpoint, like it's not a Cricut issue. It's a user issue. There are lots of I think there's a huge learning curve, and I've made many mistakes, and I kind of want to pass that along, as usual, because I just like go right into it, right? Okay, so here is Cinderella. She's a print and cut file. So automatically she comes in like that. It's all good. I wanted to do a banner and I thought it was cute, because I kind of wanted the banner to hang up here, the birds, her little friends, flying with the banner. So anyway, so let's go to images and I typed in bluebirds because I thought it would be cute. So scroll down. Here's the cute little bird and insert image. So that's one thing, right? Now, if you notice, the tail is very cute, but let me show you how cute it was when I went to cut it. Not cute. It ripped because what happens is with my printer, I'm cutting out on regular copy paper. So it's thin. You need to put it on a sticky mat, but then as you can imagine, with it being so thin and a sticky mat, it also has its downfall. So like if you look at Cinderella in general, she's a lot of just curved edges other than down here, but I felt like the Cricut didn't have my blade didn't have any issues right here, but this tail was so small, so detailed that it kind of ripped right here. So my first design was the banner was flying up behind her. The birds are out here. It felt very balanced, but I had to redesign it so that the bird is within her skirt. So we're not cutting around the bird, right? So that's like one tip. You want your detailed things like both birds are inside the image and not being cut, if that makes any sense. Okay. All right. So that's tip number one. Let's go bring in the banner. I love using these banners. I feel like it's such an easy way to make something look really nice and pop. So here's the banner that I use. Insert your image. And so, but if you can see, I made it two colors, right? I had an outline and then the actual banner itself. So the way I do that is you go and you duplicate it and you contour and you hide all this time. So it's just the flat back color. So if you make this one arrange and send to the front, then that will sit on top like that. And you want to pick your colors. So let me just pick that one as the dark one. And then that one I will make I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of trying to recreate this for you so you can see what I just did, right? So we have that. I had two birds, so all I did was I duplicated the bird and then I went to flip and flip horizontal. And there are my two birds, and they're not the same size. It's totally up to you. This is like a design, personal preference kind of thing. So as you can see, because it's so small, these little edges, it was really hard for my blade to cut that and for me to lift it up. So as you can see, I probably cut 7 of these to make 3. That's how annoying it was. So, and then you can see my sheet, like just all right. So the next thing is the text. I love this font. It's Esquialova. I mean, I love any scripty font, um, but I also want it to make it look a little bit different. I know people like the same fonts and you keep seeing it over and over and over. So my new thing is I am using Creative Fabrica to find my fonts. All right, so here we go. This is the font. I already entered it in, but let's just put, Haley. Oops. Haley is 5. All right, so make it a little bit smaller, and I made it a blue. Thought that looked pretty. Okay, so the thing with script in Design Space is it comes out like this. It doesn't come connected. So people like to use the letter space and decrease it, but I feel like that takes so long. I just ungroup it and I physically move my letters over. And if I have a lot of text, I will use instead, I will go to Font Lab Pad, type everything out so it's it's connected for me, and then I save it as an SVG and I bring it in. But in this case, it's just a few letters. It's not a big deal. So I, did that. Okay. So then what you want to do is you do want to weld it at this point. So that happens. Just undo it. Sometimes the letters are too close and it just closes in. It's just a glitch in the system. I find that when I make it bigger and then I weld it, it doesn't do it. So just make it really big, then make it really small again. I know it's annoying, but it is what it is. All right, so let's do this. Oh, and I didn't weld that. Hold on. So let's undo that and go to weld. And, obviously I'm not doing it exactly the way I had it before, like with the sizing, but I kind of just want to show you how I went about doing it. Okay. So I have that. You can attach it for now. Oops, sorry. I don't want to attach it. I just want to group it. Sorry. I want to grab all this and I want to group it so that when I click on it, it all moves together. And make it smaller a little bit. And I know that doesn't look as pretty as that, but it's going to change in a second. So I did this in the dress because I wanted the birds to be in the dress because I didn't want it to cut. So arrange, send to the front, this little bird. And I had it flipped maybe this way. I'm trying to make it look like it's carrying the banner and flying upwards. And then this little guy, maybe a little bit smaller. Oops, let's go to arrange, send to the front. Like so. So now everything is inside this overall big image. There's nothing delicate around this, so it's easy to cut. Then what you do is, if you like everything the way it is, you're going to duplicate and you're going to weld one version of it because this is going to be your background out of thicker cardstock. And the reason why you want that is so that it just makes your cupcake topper sturdy. So what I end up doing is, if you can kind of follow along with me, because I already sent off the cupcake toppers, so I don't have them to show you. You have this super thin one because it's copy paper, right? So you're going to use double-sided tape so that it doesn't ruin the texture of this at all. You're going to put it onto this background right here of cardstock, okay? So that's going to be one layer. Your cardstock is thick enough. I use 110 pounds, but you could use any one of those. 65 pound is fine too because it's small. It doesn't need a lot of structure. And we didn't make the image flimsy. It's actually this one, right? This one, everything is good. So you have this taped to one thing of your cardstock. Then you're going to put your stick here, use your hot glue gun, and then your other cardstock on the back. So you have the glue in between the two pieces of cardstock, and it's so sturdy and it was so cute. I cut this in white because for this image, she's so light that I thought white was good. Okay, so that's going to sit aside. Now you're going to grab this whole thing and you're going to flatten. When you flatten this whole, look how pretty that color is. If you want to change this at this point, you need to unflatten and change your colors because obviously I did different colors before, but this just has the background, so it's not sitting on top perfectly. All right, so now you have that, you have this. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you go to make it, okay? So go to make it, and this is the print one. So what's going to happen is we'll click on continue, and I'm not connected to my Cricut machine right now, but what you would do is send to printer, and this will come up. Now, if you want to do more than one copy, this is where you would do it, okay? I have add bleed on, and it will come out, and it will look so, so pretty like this. So once you print it, you click print, it prints. You go to your printer, not your Cricut machine, okay? So then you connect your thing. Once it prints, then you've already printed, you go to cut. It will give you that option. You'll select the paper. And I usually just put that it's the 65-pound paper, and then I cut it. So you put this on your mat. Your machine is going to read the registration mark and know exactly where to cut, and it's going to cut beautifully, not like this because this ripped, but I'm giving you all the tips for it to not rip on you. You need your mat to be sticky, okay? Otherwise, the paper is going to lift up, your blade's not going to cut well. So it doesn't need to be on a sticky mat. Definitely use your little spatula to lift it off the mat. And then that's what I would do is I would cut, oops, hold on. Okay, this one, so I'm going to cancel right now. Yes. Cancel. You're only going to send to the printer this one. This one should just be a cut image, and I didn't change it. That's why it was showing like that. On this one, what you want to do is when you go to print, put no fill. And so now it's just going to cut. So the only thing that's being sent to the printer is your cut and print, your Cinderella images. This will just cut on whatever material that you choose. You could do poster board if you wanted to, but I find that cardstock is fine. With this image being so sturdy, there's nothing flimsy or whimsical about it. It will stand up nicely on the stick. I'm going to post this to Instagram tonight. So if you follow me on Instagram, the Useless Crafter, no spaces, then you'll see I have multiple pictures of it. It's so cute. All right. So I hope that was helpful. Send me your questions and send me your requests. I would love to see that. All right. Bye, guys.